Welcome back in, everybody, to the second series of the day. It is going to be NAVI taking a really good lead here against Matreshka to start off with. We'll see if Matreshka, so my cam freaks out a little bit, if you can get themselves back into it. But NAVI looking in a really comfortable position coming through that first game. And Hurry, you talked about it quickly before the break. You've got to be looking at Matreshka here to win their lanes. What heroes would you be leaning to try and do that here up against NAVI?
It's so hard, right? Because there's not many heroes to choose from currently, right? They still went for the techies. That's the main one, I think, that you have to get. Other than that, well, it's gonna have to depend on a little bit on what Navi picks so that you would have a response. But first things first, ban the Pango.
Yeah, there was a bit of a run over there from the Pangolin, quite literally, with the Rolling Thunder coming through later on into the game. It just didn't seem like they were able to deal with it on the side of Matreshka. So we'll see if they do think that's going to be a worthy ban coming into this second game. And yeah, I think it did look really good, even though the Queen of Pain was having a great time in the lane. Once it transitioned to that rotating around, the gank coming out, he just looked way better on the Pangolin than the Queen of Pain did in terms of impact.
Yep, definitely the case. And I mean, I don't remember too much impact from the Queen of Pain at all, though that could be said for the majority of the heroes of Matreshka. Even though at one point it looked like they were decently farmed, they didn't do anything much other than farm their own jungle. They didn't really step too far into the enemy side of the map, and that is always going to be a problem. As Matreshka, they don't ban out the Pango again. Okay, then that means that they're gonna pick it. Let's see.
Yeah, first phase, first pick coming out, do you think, on their... We'll see if that's where they want to go with this one. They've banned out the Bloodseeker and the Beastmaster as well, so that kind of does angle me towards it. They want to be picking up this Pangolier and not banning it out, as Navi actually ban out the Batrider. So Matreshka, first pick, you've got to lock it in now, Blads, if you want it. Otherwise, Navi probably go back for it in the phase of 2.
Rob, I have a question. Did you get a standing desk?
I did, yeah, I did.
Oh, is it great?
It's really good, yeah. At the minute, because obviously it being so warm over here, I've got the desk right up, I've got the fan right underneath it, blowing, so it's really nice, and I get to bounce around a little bit. I get to like move around and be about, but while I'm casting, so it's a little bit of a better position to cast from as well. I really do like it.
Oh, so the fan is like Marilyn Monroe style, right?
No, it's just one of those long, tall, like standing, like fans. And I know what you're going for, but no.
Okay. Anyway, so they do not get the Pango here because there was a Timbersaw. Okay, this was a really good pick for Matreshka because Timbersaw deals really well laning stage wise, game wise versus all of the universal heroes. I like that Navi already had a ready response for a Timbersaw first pick because both of these heroes actually deal really well with him.
Yeah, and it is a really common pickup as well. So, I am surprised we didn't see it in the first... Well, we saw the Stormstrip ban out in the second phase. Didn't see the Pugna coming out at all. And yeah, no, like you say, both of them being able to deal with the Timbersaw, good lockdown on the Stormstrip, magic damage coming through. You've got just the full drain, as well as that Nether Ward coming through from the Pugna. So, if you're Matreshka here, what's your answer back? Because the Storm Spirit we've seen the past couple of matches we've cast. Global, I love it. Storm Spirit jumps in, just pop the global.
Yep, you pop the global. It's not only that, you're gonna stop the Pugna from healing you up. What's the problem here? The problem is that it is slow, right? Remember what I said is that you need heroes that win the lanes, which Silencer can, right? Yeah. That do not rely on team fight, but rely on the stronger limit game. That is not a Silencer, right? So this is what's gonna happen, right? How Navi are gonna try to play around this, and they have been playing that way faster and more aggressive than other Division 2 teams, is that every single time that they are going to be going forward, they're going to be forcing that global. It's going to be forced in a defensive manner. Even if you lose a hero there, it doesn't matter, you go again. Remember how they lost the Muerta in the previous game? Did it change anything? No. So that's what they're going to try to do. So Matreshka, they really need to make sure that they're using this global silence on the aggressive, right? Do not allow Navi to be in your face, especially when you have the global silence, and don't just jump in global. You need to be a little bit conservative with that usage. You cannot just make sure, oh, we killed the storm, it's good enough. No, it's not good enough. You need to make sure that he's always afraid of you. So I'm liking the pick. I always like the pick. Silencer is very good versus the Pugna Storm, but Matreshka need to use it in a good way, in a smart way, or Navi are just going to exploit that pick.
Yeah, and is this then the target for Navi as well? Because you know, you're talking about the conserving that. So if they get a quick blow up on the silencer before he can get it off, does it then kind of make Matreshka panic a little bit?
Yes, it does. That's the idea. The idea is for the storm to get strong enough that he can kill the silencer during the electric vortex, right? But you do not mind losing him a couple of times in between that. The idea with the storm and the Pugna is that you can always fight. You never have to go to the base. So you go in, global silence comes out, you die. Okay, doesn't matter. But then for the next 2 minutes, you're in the enemy face constantly and you don't have to go back to base. And that is where the Pugna comes in. It's not only just inside of a fight helping the storm continue to fight, but also making sure that you can go from one engagement to another in a very short span of time, which the storm usually cannot do because he needs to go to the base and refill.
Yeah, okay. And this the Morphlin ban coming out again from the side of Navi. I guess they just really don't like this Morphlin, but looking at their side with the silencer coming out, are you looking for a Manta style carry? I know the Agi carries have been the most popular carries anyway. Are you looking towards like the Terrorblade, the Juggernaut, those kind of heroes to come out?
I would assume so. Yeah, you don't really want to put yourself in any kind of a bad spot. The thing is though, the Timber Saw usually does okay versus most of the heroes, right? That build the Manta style. What comes to mind is a Monkey King, but he's not really a Manta hero, is he?
No. I suppose he could, I don't know, quick BKB maybe?
Yeah, I guess you go Echo Saber BKB. It's just the best way.
And in terms of bans, Matreshka taking out the Brood again. The Lycan's gone as well. The Spirit Breaker this time, so we're not going to be seeing the Space Car once again. Navi, is there anything else coming into the second phase? I know it probably depends on what they want to be picking up, but just from what we've seen so far, is there anything else they might be afraid of?
Thinking about it, Storm usually does not lose the mid lane, so you should be fine versus anything. Pugna generally hates playing versus the Ember, and even though Storm lanes well versus the Ember, I don't mind like an Ember Coddle for Matreshka.
Okay, well, we'll see how they want to go. Speaking about the Pugna and the Storm, are they ban out the Monkey King themselves here? Okay. But yeah, the Pugna and the Storm, is it as soon as that Pugna hits the 6, gets that drain out, is it, do you just want to see it get aggressive with Storm Spirit, you know, start to look to get rotates off, or maybe even rotate into the mid lane to put pressure onto whatever Matreshka wants as that mid lane hero?
You never leave his side. You are literally, you know, like the new smartphone batteries. You cannot detach them at all. So that's what the Pugna does. It just constantly stays with the Storm Spirit.
Earth Spirit.
Oh, was not expecting that.
Nope.
Ever at all throughout the entire event. I don't think we have anybody that I would say confidently is a standout Earth Spirit player. And Navi, they're gonna go for it. So good aggressive hero, you know, gets in, rolls in, could be the initiation to get to the back lines, try and deal with that silencer there as well. Leaves the Storm Spirit free to deal damage onto the other heroes in the Matreshka side. But how are you actually feeling about this Earth Spirit? Is it in a good position, you know, good place anyways? Is the hero feeling strong at all?
He's not being picked too much, so I would assume no. I didn't get to play Dota too much to play the hero to tell you.
Yeah.
But people are not constantly picking it up. Navi did play it in the first day versus Sibe, and the idea behind the hero is always to fight. That's the thing. Whenever I would play an Earth Spirit, I have like 1,000 games on this hero. If there was a silencer on the other side, I'd be so happy, right? What was the case? Downside Spirit, non-existent. Downside for a silencer, very huge, right? Laning stage wise, silencer immobile. Earth Spirit, he can rotate wherever he likes. So silencer in general doesn't like playing versus this hero. So I can get it why they're going for it. Plus Navi speed has been their approach, right? So this kind of goes hand in hand with that one.
Do you see Navi with this hero now, especially coming out? Do you see them utilizing these twin gates a little bit more in this match as well, and just trying to get pressure onto both lanes in this early laning stage?
I think mostly they're going to be rotating towards the Storm, because the thing is, you can utilize the twin gates, that's fine, but then the movement speed, the mobility of your two supports doesn't really come in the spotlight all that much, because the twin gates just take you over to the other side of the map. Whereas when moving to the mid lane, Pugna's super fast, their Spirit has the mobility, they can get there faster than the supports of the other side.
Okay, and Matreshka, they go for two very big single target focused damage heroes here in the Wind Ranger and the Enchantress. Are you looking at that to be the safe lane pair?
10 seconds remaining.
I'd say the Silencer is more likely to stay with the Wind Ranger. The thing is that the Silencer needs a lot of experience, and the Timbersaw needs a lot of experience. Whilst the Enchantress, she's okay with level 2, just rotating, farming the jungle, whatever. So I would assume that you would want the Silencer away from the Timbersaw and Enchantress a little bit more on that lane.
Okay. Darkseer comes out for Navi. Yeah, I was just thinking because I'm seeing more and more picks on the Wind Ranger looking like mid picks and not carry picks. It seems like the nerf hit where they feel comfortable running the hero in the mid lane, but not as a position 1 a lot too much anymore. I say they, just overall from what I've seen from competitive picks. So I'm wondering if this is going to be up against a Storm Spirit in the mid lane.
It could be you want a hero that has a lot of range on the Storm and that has a spell that can secure the range creep, because then the remnants don't really hurt you one bit. So I would be okay with the Wind Ranger being put in the mid lane. Though the two range heroes would do okay versus a Darkseer Spirit. I do believe that something like a Juggernaut, a Bloodseeker out though, so you can get him, would do better in the lane than the Wind Ranger herself. Wouldn't be at a bad situation once the Darkseer hits level 3 where they can actually dive you and kill you.
Okay, and looking through the final bans now as well, the Faceless Void is going to go. Good luck down here. You get onto the Silencer and the Edge. Even the Wind Ranger, you can take him down inside the Chronosphere. I'm surprised the Doom got this far through the draft, and it looks like maybe with these bans coming out, Navi potentially thinking it could be, what, a mid-Timbersaw carry Wind Ranger with the Doom ban? Or are we seeing much carry Dooms coming out?
The carry Doom could do well versus the Darkseer because he can devour one of his creeps. He has solid regen, so in general, the Doom is considered a Darkseer counter. Not only laning stage wise, but the Darkseer really hates being doomed. And you always know who your target is. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah. So
I like it in that regard as well. But yeah, it could be a Doom in the safe lane and, you know, mid lane Wind Ranger, off lane Timbersaw. But even if it is an off lane Doom, it is still something that the Darkseer would be afraid of as the game progresses.
Okay, and Navi actually taking it all the way to the very end as Pangolier gets through the draft here, so not going to be picked up by Matreshka. They're just covering the bases, it seems like. And Matreshka, what do they want to be picking up? It's going to be the Puck. So Puck up against the Storm Spirit in the mid lane. You've got the Timbersaw off lane, and the Wind Ranger safe coming out here from Matreshka. Any thoughts on this? Like, how do you like this one coming out here from Matreshka for game number 2 compared to the first game?
On paper, the Puck is great. It goes well with the Silencer, and with his Arcane Curse because you have a Silence of your own. You are playing versus 3-4 mobile heroes, so it makes sense that the coil is going to be huge. But the Puck has been having some really big laning problems. I haven't seen the Puck have a good game, and if he doesn't have a good game here in this one, he can be hunted down. Earth Spirit is one of the better heroes to from afar come over, silence you, stun you, and then the jump in from the Storm Spirit can kill you. So in my mind, Puck is just a liability that Navi are probably going to try to exploit. I just don't think the hero is stats wise in a good spot, and that gets very easily exploited. The Storm Spirit will crush him, as in every game that I've seen the Storm Spirit play versus the Puck.
Okay, and we'll see Navi. They've got themselves 3 seconds left reserve time. They go for an Ursula. So fairly good up against the Timbersaw in lane, right? With the Fury Swipes overpower coming out. You ignore the reactive armor, but overall, Shigetsu, how is he going to be able to do when Retsu starts to kick off and pick up a little bit later on in the game?
Well, you're probably going to be going for a nullifier at some point in the game. So even relatively early, maybe you go for an MKB. But overall, it is a solid hero to lane versus the Timbersaw. It used to be Shigetsu's best hero. I think Navi's lineup is a little bit out of the meta generally, especially considering the Earth Spirit and the Ursa. But on paper, their lineup is also really, really good, right? Just it's that the Ursa hates the build up to the Battle Fury right now, and he has nothing to self-sustain himself, so that's where his weaknesses could be exploited. So I'm expecting Melis to max out his first and second spell to make sure that Shigetsu has a bad lane. Okay,
and we'll see how that one's going to go. Is there any particular lanes, again, we need to be keeping an eye on? Kill lanes coming out, do you think?
Ursa, the Ursa lane.
Yeah.
Actually, both of the side lanes are really important because there could be kills from one or the other side. So we should be mid lane is just not gonna be that fun at all. But the side lanes, both of them have the potential for quite a lot of action.
Well, we'll see how it's going to go in game number 2 right after this word from our sponsors. We'll see you after this.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, welcome back in as we are going to get started with the second game. This time Matreshka, they're going to be the team to smoke out and not moving fully towards this mid lane here as NAVI might drop this ward, but it looks like they're going to go for this wraparound and kill potential level 1 here for Matreshka. Do you think they have it in the back?
No.
Okay.
No, with the positioning of NAVI, no. If NAVI walks up the high ground, then yes, but NAVI, they are on the high ground, so that's not going to happen.
Wards goes down, yeah, they're going to see this Pugna. Smoke hasn't broken, though, so they're just going to play themselves back, and now Dark and Laguna, well, they're going to have the vision with this ward, and they are being played outside of the smokes now. It looks like, I mean, Marty, 360 movement speed here for the Pugna, so the Pugna's going to be able to just waddle his way. You would have thought a Skeleton Boy would be this quickly slowed down to 197. Do they have damage to get to kill? He's actually going to go straight for the crab fight at level 1 now, but Marty, he's going to survive through this one for a little bit longer. Malice going to try and go, but there's not going to be a timber chain connecting because there was no tree. And NAVI, Daniel gets the kill, but he turned this one around and put the timber saw on his ass in the first minute of the game when Matreshka, they were the ones setting up for that kill.
Pugna way too speedy. It is still bad he started off with the Crapify. That's not ideal, but you do get the first blood, and you know, it is gonna be on Daniel, so not the biggest thing in the world, but it is definitely gonna be a feels bad moment for Matreshka.
And the Daniel's going towards the urn. Do you think we see a full spirit vessel coming out for the Earth Spirit? Is that what you want him to build into?
I think so. There's two heroes that rely somewhat on heals there on Matreshka, and it is a lot of damage with Church Spirit on his own lags. You have these burst damage spells, and then you have nothing else. You're just constantly doing some overtime damage, so you do want to have some damage output of your own. Then with the shell, you can actually bring down heroes.
Right, well, speaking about bringing down heroes, there is going to be the Shackle in the top lane, a little bit of damage coming out there, but in the bottom lane and in the mid lane, Meljul being punished out here. NAVI Narwhal given as good as he can take. And we'll see how this top lane is going to go, because it's going to be 2 melee heroes up against 2 ranged heroes. And in my experience, at least, that never really seems to work out, especially if Matreshka can keep the creep wave close to their tier 1. But Darkseer going to be able to get this pull through, so we'll see how much control Matreshka really will have over this lane as the game does continue on.
The idea for this NAVI dual lane is to just do some shenanigans until you have at least level 3 on the Darkseer. Then you push in the wave and you dive. That's what you do. If they overdive too early, they're gonna be in trouble. But if they play it smart, they should have a good chance to actually threaten Matreshka at some point.
Okay, Kick comes back as well. We'll see Daniel just putting the pressure on. Malik already looking to skip this creep wave. Pull it back behind the tier 1 tower and put the pressure onto Retsu. I mean, Retsu, the vacuum comes back onto Dark. A little bit of pressure, but on the bottom lane here, Shigetsu just trying to trade it off with the Timbersaw. And we'll take a look. I mean, they started off with the Decrepify, so Pugna just using that on himself when he gets in danger. Now goes for that Nether Blast. And once again, the Earth Spirit being pushed away by Dark. And in the Southeast Asian region, I know you've seen a couple of games too, I'm seeing the Silencers go for that early point in the Glaives, but it seems like in Eastern Europe, the Silencers, they don't respect that. They don't want to go for that Glaives pick until around level 8 or 9, maybe even like level 10 to come out on the Silencer.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the change to the mana cost at 733C, I thought nobody was going to go for it, but Southeast Asia boys, they're built different. They just want to be annoying. I think they have a lot of fun when somebody is being bullied.
Speaking about being bullied, we saw the Earth Spirit being pushed away from the lane, even the power shot connecting there as well. Dark trying to do what he can in terms of damage, but bottom lane now, chase onto Malice, and Malice is going to be the Nether Blast as well. Timber Chain comes in. Did he have enough damage to get the jump onto him? Marty should be fine. And yeah, coming through. I mean, I suppose he's got to be careful. Even with this Decrepify, if he pops it, you know, Malice, pretty much everything he casts will still do damage through that Decrep.
For sure. I do have to say I'm impressed by Natty Narwhal in the mid lane. Every single time I've seen the Storm versus the Puck in this meta, it has been Storm like almost doubling the Puck. Here, if the Puck would get all of these creeps under the tower, him and the Storm would be equal, and I don't see the reason why. Okay, he misses one, but that's about it.
Boo, he missed two. Boo, boo, Natty Narwhal.
It's still good. It's still good.
Yeah, it's still really good. I mean, he's going to give up the bounty rune, it looks like, to Melgil, but he's going to be able to get, again, a couple of creeps, a couple of knives off this wave. And, yeah, so what are you expecting from both of these mid lane heroes? Do you look for any rotations in from the supports, or do you want to see them when they hit 6? Or the vacuum back, they might be able to get the kill in the dark. Dark, trying to run himself away from this one. The Iron Shell won't connect. But, yeah, back into the mid lane. What do you expect from the two mid laners?
In terms of items?
Just in terms of like how they want to play around this game, do they expect the supports to rotate in to help them, or are they going to be the ones setting the tempo with the aggression?
No, mostly the first thing is, speaking of aggression, top lane is in trouble, in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Ratsu, there's the double Iron Shell up now. Ratsu's in the trees, trying to move himself around, but the double Iron Shell, Shackle does connect. There's going to be the power shot now as well, but Ratsu, he might just give up his life as Malik, looking to get a little bit more damage, will connect with that final punch.
Let's finish him off. Overall, I think rotating to the mid lane would make a lot of sense. Melojule will probably go a little bit more into the jungle unless his supports are in the vicinity. And I guess the idea from Navi is to force the Puck to TP, right? You don't want him using the coil on your Storm rather than... Oh, Natty Narwhal is in trouble.
Yeah, it's going to be the rolling ball in now as well. The Vortex, do they have the damage? They absolutely do. Melojule coming point with the 2 points in the Overload and the Static Remnant, 1 point into the Vortex. Just pays off that early point. I remember a time when the Storm Spirits never really liked the spell. You know, it'd be, again, around level like 9, 10 where you'd look to pick it up. But yeah, Storm Spirits being able to pick this one up, especially with the aggression moving in from the supports into the mid lane, it does set them up some really good kills early on. Speaking of early kills, Malady going to be chased down. Malice, will he be able to get this one? The Decrepify comes out, but should still have that damage. And level 4, yeah, Laguna will be able to finally get the kill with that Centaur.
The thing about the Storm and the Electric Vortex, it used to slow you down. And then nobody really wanted the spell. When they buffed it so that it doesn't any longer, it really changed the game.
And would you like to see Melgil, because he's already got himself the Falcon's Blade, would you like to see Rolling Boulder on the top lane? We'll see Retsu, can he get himself away? The Vacuum comes back, the Wind Run will be wearing off. And Retsu back underneath the tier 1 tower. But yeah, would you want to see Melgil here go for more of the Orchid build on the Storm, or are you happy to see the Witchblade come out from the Storm Spirit?
I'd actually like the Orchid in this game. I think it's really, really good, especially because you have the Pugna, so he's going to be able to refill you up, and the heroes and Matreshka are very, very squishy. So the Orchid would be good enough in terms of damage. You would not need the Witchblade. Okay,
we'll see. Malik going to be taking a little bit of punishment here on the top lane as well, but for the most part, will be fine. Melgil gets himself a double damage rune, level 6. So we'll see how he's going to try and play around this one. I mean, he's being scouted out by the Tomato from the Enchantress. But yeah, for now, it looks like there's even going to be the rotation coming out from the Puck on the top lane here. We might see that Dream Call coming out. Do they have enough to get the kill? The silence will be popped. Danielle's going to try and run himself away. The chase down from the Wind Ranger with the Wind Run onto Danielle. It looks like the Dream Call on the back lines here, but Darkseer, he's got that TP away once the Dream Call was out. Did he have enough to get the kill? Power shot comes out. Danielle's going to look for his TP now as well. Looks like they're both going to be able to get out alive. Malik, he's hanging around for a little bit longer, trying to actually do the damage here now as well. Only level 5. He might be looking for the 6 from the neutrals here to look to get the wall down. Still gets dead though, as Natty Narwhal picks up the kill.
Oh man, Natty Narwhal there. He missed one of the orbs. It almost cost him his life.
Yeah, bottom lane, Decrepify comes out. Now the blast will be used now as well. The Timber Chain away. Shigetsu's pretty darn low. No level 6.
Dead.
Ench gets the kill. Yeah, really good impetus to get the kill now. Dark, though, to jump in from Melgil. Melgil will be able to get some revenge on the Silencer.
Oh man, this is a night and day difference between the previous game. It's definitely working out for Navi. I liked what Natty Narwhal did. I think the idea from Navi was, let's pressure the top lane until the Puck TP's in, and he walks towards the top lane by out pushing the bottom lane. Of course, some missed spells came out there, and he took a little bit too long to get the kill, and in the end, they didn't finish off the Earth Spirit either. But I think the idea in itself was really good.
Yeah, I think the Darkseer was really brave after the Dream Call was off to not go for the TP. Malik, he was in the neutrals. He was looking for that last little bit of experience to be able to get the wall up and being able to drop that on the Puck. It might have gone the other way, but because obviously he was showing the experience with the Puck was able to get the kill. Retsu, though, on the top lane. Focus Fire, wall will be dropped. Do they get the kill, though, Malik? He's going to be taking a little bit of punishment. They won't cross the wall, so they won't get the kill onto the Darkseer, but still, that's a big one down for the next 90 seconds on the Darkseer.
And they're constantly just trying to run down the Pugna as Matreshka caught again.
They do get the kill back on the bottom lane. Are they going to go for more here on the Ursa? The Ursa's taking a lot of damage here on the bottom lane. It looks like they might not be able to get this one, though, as Meljul will be able to refill the bottle here with the Arcane Rune.
So Shigetsu is not going for a Battle Fury. The reason why the Ursa is not being played is because he hates the cornucopia. He really hates it. And he's not the type of hero that's just gonna buy the boots as a Juggernaut and be okay with it because he has his own healing pool. So he's really struggling not having the Ring of Health. But if you go for the Morbid Mask and the Diffusal Blade, that might actually be a build that can work.
How do you actually want to play around this one, though? Is it just, you Diff Blade the Ench and just chase it down while she can't get away?
I mean, whoever you want to chase down, that's good enough. Even the Wind Ranger, once she uses the Wind Run, if you slow her down, then once the Wind Run ends, the Diffusal will end, then you will be close to her, ready to finish her off.
Okay. And what then is the build for the Ursa? Do you want an early Blink after that, or a BKB to help? Okay. Top lane, Retsu once again going to be in trouble here. Does he get himself away from this? He's even going to stop to get a healing Lotus Sap now as well, but the jumps in from Meljul. Meljul straight up cleans this Wind Ranger up. Bottom lane, oh, Melody in a little bit of trouble now as well, looking for the TP out. Does he get himself away? He does. Okay.
Shigetsu runs forward in a situation when he knows that there's 3 heroes there. He's gonna be slapped back a little bit by these 2 supports, but showing some teeth.
Yeah, it could be a great bait. No, there's going to be the Vortex right back onto the Ench. The Ench is going to be cleaned up. Shigetsu gets the kill. Just a little bit of extra gold, get him towards that Diffusal Blade a little bit quicker here. And yeah, Meljul, they dangle Shigetsu on the end of that line. And Matreshka fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. And Meljul just jumps himself in, gets us an assist on the Ench. Silencer?
Trouble as well.
Yeah, Daniel's going to chase him down. They're going to be able to get an easy kill there. Marty actually gets it with the Nether Ward.
That's a level 1 Nether Ward, but still the damage that it does can be quite high when you use both of your spells.
And so Navi now ahead, 9-4, 10 minutes into this one. Matreshka, what do they need to be doing to kind of even this back up, get themselves back on the board in terms of like kills, net worth? Are they just hanging back, waiting for another couple of items to come out, or do they need to get aggressive? Do they need to start to make moves? Maybe take down Malik a couple more times?
I would have wanted to say get aggressive, but their heroes don't really do it that well. They kind of work. Either you're baiting people in and TPing with the puck with a counter initiation or on the coil, or you're playing around the Timbersaw. Timbersaw can easily die, and counter initiation of the puck, I don't know if currently it's going to be good enough. Once he gets the Witchblade, that is when it can work. So maybe you can wait for Navi to die, but on the other hand, you can see that Navi are slightly conservative now.
Yeah, there's going to be another dive in now onto the Timbersaw. The Timbersaw gets dragged back, killed off. Meljul will secure the credit for that kill. And Melis, yeah, there's going to be the rotation coming through. Even the Wind Ranger going to be here now as well, but the Twin Gate Spirit wants to be into this one. The Dream Call comes out, latches onto the Storm Spirit as well as the... Did they get the kill? Going to be a good double shackle to come out here now as well. The chase down for Retsu. Oh, the Ursa Bird trying to do what he can with the overpower. Now the vacuum comes back into the wall. They get the kill onto Retsu. Marty will go down there as well with the chase down the Iron Shell onto Dark. Shigetsu wants to carry on going. He's already used that Enrager. Laguna can get himself away from this on level 6, but the damage, it's way too much. Now as TPs himself back in, has to be careful.
It's such a good play from Navi. So they could have dove top lane, right? But they know Puck is going to TP to the tower and kill them. Then they dive bottom lane, right? Because that's where the Timbersaw is a little bit deeper to their own tower and you need more time to assist them. So they bring in more heroes. They start going onto the Timbersaw and they just bait the entirety of Matreshka to die one by one. And because of the Wisdom Runes that they didn't get, the Silencer is so low in levels that he doesn't have his Global Silencer. The main teamfight spell that might actually change something is not available.
Yeah, he's still about 3/4 of a level off, level 6 just yet. So like you say, that Global Silence not available. Shigetsu gets fully healed back up by Malady. Melis stepping into the lane, but what's he got himself? He has himself Mana Boots, a couple of Healing Lotuses, and a Soul Ring. Really not going good as they jump in on the back lines. So they get another kill into the Silence of Dark. One more right click might be enough. It will be. I think he even popped a Salve for that there as well.
Yep, he did. He did, and the Storm played it quite nicely. He gets the attack off. He starts zipping to the other side. It's going to be an overload hit, and there's absolutely no chance that you're going to be surviving through that one.
And what's he building? So the Blitz Knuckles coming out, and keeping us on our toes here. Actually, what's on his courier? Okay, it's going to be the Witchblade and not the Orchid to come out here for Meljul.
Boom.
Spirit, though, might have overextended a little bit. No, once again, the jump in. There's a good the Storm Spirit on the back lines. Vortex comes up. Laguna taking a whole lot of damage. Dream Call, it's going to be used, but Meljul should be able to walk himself away. The redrain comes out from Malady, and everybody so far gets himself out alive. Now the Shackle won't latch. Do they have the damage to take down the Earth Spirit? Again, the Undrained Malady, he's just keeping everybody alive.
Yeah, my friends don't die while I'm here. He never lets them be in any trouble. He's just going to be healing himself up on the creep there with the life drain, and he can just continue filling up his enemies, keeping them alive. That mech of the Darkseer came out the last possible second to save their spirit, but at least Matreshka come out with none of their heroes dying.
Yeah, and the Darkseer actually did go into the Vanguard first before the mech or Greaves. How much after the change do you like the Vanguard just as an item?
I think it's still something that just feels natural to get currently on the offlaner, so it allows you to dive. It's nerfed, right? But it's still a good item, right? I don't see a better item for an offlaner that wants to be applying pressure to an offlane target yet.
Oh, Laguna, they're going to drop the wall into this one now as well. The Tomato can't get the clap off, so the vacuum comes back. Laguna is going to be the jump in, though. This might just be trying to force some TPs out as it looks like the surge comes through. Dream Call will break, but Global Silence, he pops the mech. And even inside that Piggy Pole will be able to run himself away here on the Darkseer. And now the re-engage comes through. They're going to be able to get the drag back. The rolling ball that comes through from the Earth Spirit. They get the kill onto Melas. And it might cost Meljul his life. As Naughty Narwhal will be able to pick this one up. The chase comes down. Laguna takes the dive to the Ursula. And the wall will fall now as well. Naughty Narwhal trying to do what he can with the silence out. Jumping himself away to the orb. 2 for 1. Worth with the storm going down?
It's not ideal, but the idea is that the global science is down, so now when the storm is up, he can go in again. I'm liking that Tretsu is coming into the fight because they recognize Navi, they're crazy. They went for the Fusel Blade on their side and they just want to fight. So let's just bring all of our heroes and make sure that we respond with just as many numbers.
And Retsu's going straight for that BKB here on the Wind Ranger. Oh, there's going to be the jump in. Did they get the kill? They do. They delete their puck here. Shigetsu gets this kill. 17-6 at 15 minutes. Over a kill a minute here for the side of Navi.
And Storm, he's hunting on Laguna as well.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the jump in onto the edge. Meljul, does he get the solo kill when Malice being here? They're going to be able to go into Dark now. Dark, Shigetsu just rips him a new one.
Right now for Navi, the idea is to separate Matreshka, right? Whenever Matreshka are separated, they're gonna be able to hunt them down. And Malady, I'm liking that he gave up on his Storm, like, no, you know good. I'm gonna be following Shigetsu around because he's the main killer of the other team right now. And yeah, the Ursa is just ultra farm.
Yeah, take a look at the odds. Actually, Matreshka not shifting too far away, so Navi, they've got some work to do to put the pressure onto this one. Speaking about pressure, they're going to be able to maybe go for a dive. Well, 3-4 heroes grouping up in the mid lane from Navi, but don't actually overextend into the Wind Ranger and the Enchantress here.
So they are probably having some lag issues. I see this often here in Eastern Europe. Seems the connection is not the greatest. So they usually need to disconnect. The second they do, everything fixes itself. But I would actually like to know what the problem is there, because I very rarely, if ever, have a problem like with lag that is going to be fixed just by disconnecting and reconnecting. Yeah,
maybe it's the fact you know they could have played like 10 scrims and pub matches already, so it kind of like builds up in the memory. And they just need to go for a reset, and you know,
maybe
because you know these pro players. 4 hours sleep and then like 20 hours worth of Dota in a day is what I'm told, at least.
Yeah, that's... I remember a time when I would go to sleep waiting to just wake up as fast as possible to play Dota, right? Like, no, today I won only 25 MMR or lost 50. I need to, and I'm too tired. I'm just gonna lose everything. Now I'm gonna go to sleep. Of course, that's when you do stop playing. Sometimes you don't even stop and you go well deep into the night.
That's when you start dreaming of Dota as well, when it's like ever consuming. Speaking about consuming though, do they get a kill into Retsu? The Global Silence will come out here as well. Storm Spirit, Dream Call is going to use. They might be able to turn this one around and get both the Spirit Brothers here. It's on the bottom lane. Ursa going to try and get the chase down, but that Timber Chain does Malice get himself away. You've got the phase boots here on the Ursa. Can he catch up here with the last little low? He does. He gets the jump forward. He gets the kill. One more right click, and now he tries to hide himself away.
He's going
to go back into Laguna. Yeah, the Hunter, he goes for more. He's going to be able to rip this little Enchantress apart. And the Bambi did not respect the damage coming through from Shigetsu.
Yeah, he got the purge of the overpower a little bit too late, right? He needed to just spam that around himself if the Ursa did decide to jump on him. But no, he got 2 or 3 hits from the Ursa onto the Enchantress before the purge came through, and then he just needed 2 more to finish the job.
Yeah, and I mean, Matreshka, how do they really need to get themselves back? Because we've seen the global stance, they've used that global stance effectively a couple of times, but when that's down, what can they really do playing into this Navi side?
The best thing you can do is push out the waves, right? But that's why the Ursa play was so good, right? Because it made sure that during the downtime of those heroes, they didn't do anything. So now they're just gonna be hunted again.
Yeah, dive in. Silencer looks like he's gonna be the first one to fall. They might even be able to have enough left over. The Spirit Vessel comes out, so Laguna not gonna be able to use the Nature's Attendants effectively. Rolling Boulder to stop him, and one more kill for Shigetsu as Maldi on the bottom line. They take down Narinawa.
Oh, they're just killing everybody everywhere. This is the thing, when you don't have a global science, you need to disperse, and this is the case, right? So, Matreshka, you win a fight with the global science, disperse immediately, push out the waves, get together again. It cannot be so that when Navi are all alive, that you just are everywhere on the map. You're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, now Retsu could be in a little bit of trouble. He stops once again for a heal, and Lotus gets SARS. The jump comes in. Spirit Vessel, another rolling boulder. They have the damage, they have the kill.
I'll get him down. That's pretty unfortunate right now. Matreshka, they can't get out of their base, and they won't be able to do it for the next like 20 seconds. So it's gonna be increasing this lead even further.
Yeah, and you were talking about the Ursa with the Nullifier. He's already got that Sacred Relic up. He's going to be about 400 gold away from completing that one out here. And that just gets so much harder for the side of the Matreshka. Navi, they can look towards, they are going to look towards Roshan, as it's going to be about 50 seconds before the big man takes a walk down to the bottom lane. So take that tier 1 tower, back yourself out, get yourself a free Aegis. And Matreshka, I'm really not sure where they're going to be able to contest into this.
They have a global science, they could. Right, so if they don't, if they let it go, they're just gonna be conceding the game. You might as well just call GG. Make sure that you're prepared for that, Roche.
They are making a move down now, but the scan comes out from the side of Navi, so they know somebody's down here. Not sure who, but so Roche still 15 seconds away, about 15 seconds before he takes a walk, and it looks like Matreshka, they're gonna maybe try and wait this one out. They don't know they've been scanned, so they might go for a smoke rotation into the pit. But it looks like Navi, they're ready, they're grouping up, they're getting these wards down, they're getting the vision down. They're getting Danielle on the cliffs just to get a little bit of extra vision. And now they're going to be able to move themselves into the Roche pit as Roshan starts to move himself through this twin gate. But the smoke comes out here. Is this a bait from the side of Navi?
Yes, they're gonna be waiting in a bit more of an aggressive position, waiting for Matreshka. They're like, these guys cannot be crazy enough to just let us have Roche, but it seems like Matreshka don't care. They'd rather hit creeps comfortably than get out of the comfort zone and go for Roche. So yeah, it's gonna be a free one.
Gotcha.
And really, Navi then, is it just when they've got this Aegis, do they want to take the tier 2s, look to pin Matreshka right back into the base?
No, your main goal is to kill heroes. You do not care about towers. Just they're gonna be running at Matreshka. The only time they're gonna be pushing tower is when they think that Matreshka are not in the vicinity and they're just wanting to pull them towards that part of the map.
Okay. Well, Shigetsu is going to start off on this tier 1 tower now as well. And high ground, do they want to make a jump in? There is going to be a jump in. It's going to be coming from the Ursa, but he gets shackled. Global stance comes out. Dream Call will be used. He might be able to pop this Aegis straight away. He's going to go down, but that's going to be everything expended just to pop the Aegis on the Ursa. And if they carry on going for more here, well, the redrain comes out onto Malik. Malik is out of mana. They're at least going to be able to put the pressure onto this tier 1 tower. But again, Matreshka, if they carry on fighting, they expended everything to get the kill onto Shigetsu. And round number 2 won't go as well for them.
This is the thing in Dota, the Aegis or an item timer or something sometimes just makes you forget what your lineup is good at. Jumping into 5 enemy heroes is never gonna be the case here for Navi. Well, this is pick off SAR.
They can jump into 1 and get another kill onto Retsu.
Exactly, right? I expected them to maybe send the storm to the top lane, just try to bait the enemies a little bit on the bottom lane, and then Matreshka, once they decide, okay, we cannot fight, we cannot run into them, they just disperse, and that's when you catch them one by one. Well, this is, I guess it's good enough. You lose the Aegis, they lose the global science, now you're going to be farming for 2 minutes, you take their outpost, their tormentor, so all in all, you're not unhappy with the result. It just probably could have been better for Navi.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they still get themselves the enemy tormentor. They've still got, I think, the wizard rune out of that as well. Oh no,
No?
Dark picked it up. Yeah, Dark picked it up.
Yeah, okay.
But they get the enemy tormentor. The Ursa's going to be able to set up for the radiant tormentor as well. So you've got the Earth Spirit that's got the geomagnetic grip that can grip allies now. That's going to be nice pulling your allies towards the enemies. Don't need the blink on the Ursa. You can just get him in once the Earth Spirit does get that roll in. And who gets the other one? Mali. So Mali's going to have that drain coming through from the Netherward.
Good move from Matreshka.
Did he get enough to get the kill now as well? They're going to be able to get a little bit of damage onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, though, being protected out. Glimmercape's going to be there. Tries to get himself away with the dive.
It's a disaster.
With the ball line and the damage coming through. Shigetsu just dives himself in, picks up 2. Will it be a 3rd here? Retsu trying to get himself away, but the Nullifier. Malik will get the kill. Shackle lands, but it wasn't enough to stop the rampage of the Ursula.
Yeah, just a little bit too strong there. They went for the Storm Spirit, but you do not have the damage to finish him off, right? You got in on him and you just understood this guy has 2k HP. The Pugna assisted a little bit, and the second the storm didn't die, it was a problem. But even if he did, the vacuum wall was so good, and that's the thing. You are forced. You think you have to go for those plays, and I like this play because you don't have the global science. It's better that you're on the aggressive, so you might actually find somebody farming if you're lucky, whilst the other heroes of Navi are searching for you, and you create some space with that. I liked it. It was a smart move. The thing is that the gold lead is a little bit too high at the moment.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse as the Storm Spirit goes towards that BKB. The Ursa's going to be about 2,000 gold away from the full Satanic as well. So it gets even harder to get the kills on the hero. How's Malik looking? Malik, he's got the Crimson Guard, the Pipe, the Greaves, full utility for this Darkseer. Going into a Heaven's Halberd as well, just to try and mess up the Wind Ranger's game. And they have the tools in the back here, Navi, just to make Matreshka's life a bit of a hell in game number 2.
Yep, it's looking really good for Navi right now, and looking at Matreshka, things are gonna become close to impossible once the storm has the BKB. That's why I like that move, because you're at least trying to do something.
Yeah, and now they're going to be able to finally jump onto the Timbersaw. Melas completely controlled there. Wasn't even able to attempt the Timbersaw chain away. And, well, we'll see. I mean, he's going to be dead for 40 seconds, but has a buyback. But do Navi want to look towards this last tier 2 tower on the bottom lane? It looks like he might do here. Jump in, though. They're going to be able to get the goal. The global was baited out, and the storm is already in the ball lightning away.
He got spooked. I get it, right? Your finger is on that button R all the time, and you know how important it is to get a good one, and that pressure is just the same as in game number 1, is that at some point you crumble under it, where it's always you that are on the defensive. It's always you that is expecting the enemies to come forward. If you're playing a hero like this, like a Sansa, or maybe something like a Magnus, you will ultimately make a mistake, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, and now Navi will be able to step up onto the high ground. And if you're Matreshka, how is your base defense, do you think? How much are they going to be able to ward away Navi from the tier 3 towers? Because it looks like in the minute, there's going to be some chakras coming through the timber chain now as well. Melis has to commit further forward, and the damage with the shackles, they might actually be able to do a lot of damage onto this Earth Spirit, but the Earth Spirit has that Yules. Ooh, second one comes out, not going to be able to get the rolling ball away, and Daniel, he might actually be picked off. Well, no, not while the Pugna's here. Marty says, not on my watch, as he just redrains into the Earth Spirit, and everybody's looking for the retreat here on the side of Navi.
Very interesting that the Pugna got super close there to the Earth Spirit, like just to visually say as well, I got you, buddy. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna allow you to die. But yeah, the idea here from Navi is just get Matreshka in their base and reset. Get them in their base, reset. You do want those pickoffs. The strength of your lineup hasn't changed if you're Navi. If you would be crazy to go for like a full-scale team fight on the enemy high ground, there is a chance that you lose that one, and you don't want that to happen.
Okay, Ratsu sees the shield rune. We'll actually go to pick it up here on the Wind Ranger. Go into a nullifier of his own. Net worth-wise, though, this Wind Ranger is way behind the Ursa. The Ursa's looking really strong. What's he going to go for? Yeah, still the Satanic, about 500 gold away from this one. The Ursa, that's nothing. I know he doesn't have the Battle Fury, but still, that's still not a long time for the Ursa to look to pick this one up. But it looks like they actually want to go for the jump here before they pick that Satanic up.
Yeah. Bottom lane, somebody's gonna have to attend to that, and now Navi are gonna be jumping forward.
Yeah, And it looks like, they're going to try and make the engage coming through. The Earthspirit wants to get himself in. Might have put himself a little bit too far forward. Not at all here. As the vacuum comes through, NAVI is going to be able to get the jump away, but the Reckless coming through, even with the Global Silence. Dark just tries to get it out before he dies. Double kill for Shigetsu. They're going to be able to go for even more now as well. Maldi with the Drain coming out. It's got it onto the Wind Ranger. Retsu, though, with that Shield Rune still going. They're going to lose Malice. 4 heroes around him, and now Natty Narwhal looks to be the next target. He's going to be able to get himself away as Retsu gets ever so low. And out of mana, the dive comes through. They're going to be able to get the Nullifier out. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Retsu. 4 heroes dead. Natty Narwhal might be the 5th. Can he leave from this fight here? Malik with the chase down. They even get the jump out now as well. Natty Narwhal, the vacuum comes out. Shigetsu had the damage. I think this is again going to be the end of the line here, coming through for the middle lane of Rax, because Navi, they are looking so strong in these fights.
You can see how Navi are approaching this smartly. They always move into the fight when they should, right? Bottom lane gets pushed in. That's when you move into the fight. Matreshka are already discussing how they're gonna go back, and they are being jumped on. So you're not ready for a battle. You could see that they were running away. They were dispersing, getting themselves to the high ground to TP away. But they get jumped at a perfect moment. Navi understand this. Navi understand when they need to fight. And with this kind of a lead, it's actually very easy to make it happen.
Yeah, and the Earth Spirit, both Wisdom Runes actually going to go the way of Navi, so that's a little bit more of a benefit here as well. And it's just further and further, you know, digging this hole deeper down for Matreshka, making it harder for them to climb out.
This is going to
So,
be good.
Almost
Wind Ranger
impossible.
going in towards the Nullifier. I mean, what can you realistically look at here for the start of Matreshka?
Oh, you're going for a... I mean, right now, I don't think they really believe they can still win.
Yeah.
But you always have this, let's try, let's go from this angle. There are things that we can try, and there are situations where Navi could make a mistake and die, right? So you are trying to apply some pressure. You are trying to go to the part of the map that you can, and that currently is the top lane.
Okay, well, Daniel, he might be a little bit too far out. Solo, the rolling ball that comes in, stops, and now the Shackle's in the trees. Good setup here from Malice to block his path, but the Yule Scepter comes out, and now she gets to. He's going to be back on his teammates Dark as well. There's no Global Silence coming out here, and the Silencer will just be cleaned up. Global comes out right before he dies. Must have just refreshed, right? So trying to get himself away with BKB TP out. Will be away. Malice will he be as lucky here as she gets to dive in? No, Malice, he's going to be cleaned up and killed off.
Yeah, very easily there. This is the thing. You know that your triangle is taken, so you're going towards the top lane. You are hoping for a kill, which you did get, but what you're hoping for the most is to get Navi out of your triangle. Unfortunately, you did lose a couple of heroes, so you're not going to be able to deward that triangle, but that is how you move. You get your enemies to one part of the map to try to claim the more important one, being the triangle at the moment.
Storm's going to be able to get the dive in now as well, right? So he got away with the BKB TP out last time, but this time he won't have that BKB for 46 seconds. The damage coming through. Did he have enough? They absolutely do. While this is going on, Shigetsu's just going to town on this tier 3 tower on the top lane. Hell, they might even be able to get a puck out of this puck. Is he going to be able to get himself away? Natty Narwhal going to try and do his best, but the damage coming through, it's more than enough. Malajul will get the kill.
Puck made a mistake there. He had the blink, but the thing is, if there's a remnant waiting for you, you need to be blinking towards where you were turned to, because the turn rate, even for 1 degree, will pop that remnant. He tried to do that. It seems like even though he was turned his base, he tried to do it, or he just didn't click properly, and yeah, it cost him his life. Probably would have been ran down anyways, though.
Yeah, and now the jump comes through. They're going to be able to go on to the Enchantress. Enchantress vacuum back right into a Doom Melajul here. The Storm Spirit, we've seen it before. This hero just absolutely cleans up when it gets a good go of it. And Storm Spirit this time, Melajul absolutely had a great go of it. They're going to be able to get themselves a lane of Rax. Hell, they might even just go for a second, well, third tier 3. Maybe a second lane of Rax here. As Creep Wave in the mid lane will start to push in.
Navi, the more I'm playing them, the better they themselves are playing. This is a lineup that has all of their comfort heroes. But it might not be currently in the meta, but it can show that they understand the right. So if once the meta changes slightly, they definitely have other heroes to play with. If they find something at least here in Division 2, they're gonna be crushing the teams even more.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, Malice is stepping up, but there's going to be the dive in from the Ursula once again. Malice trying to get himself away from this one. Is there going to be enough damage? It's going to be enough damage to take down this lane of Rax here. And they're doing this without the Aegis. They might back themselves away. Pick up that Roshan before they go to end the game. Natty Narwhal dives himself out. Won't be punished there, but overextended past his teammates.
They go for a fake back. They're just gonna scan. They know that Matreshka can't stay in the base. If they stay in the base, they're actually admitting defeat.
Oh, the BKB comes out, but Rezu gets cleaned up. No buyback on the win range, and now for the next 50 seconds, he is down. Puck goes down, has that buyback in, but they're going to be able to get themselves in. The GG's just going to be called here. Meles calls it. He's ready to throw in the towel. After 32 minutes, 42 kills, and a 34k net worth lead here for the side of NAVI. They take the series in, what, just under 2 hours? An hour and 45 minutes with draft time there as well. Looked real good as the series does come to an end.
Yeah, they crushed them there. I think at this point, Matreshka were 100% certain that there's nothing they can do. Every single time you're gonna leave the base, you're gonna get jumped, you're gonna die, and you have no play to make. You've already lost their access on the bottom lane, in the mid lane, so Navi can just play on the top lane, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. Take the Roche, take objectives, or do anything that you yourself can do to walk out of the base without being caught. So Matreshka, they did play until that last moment where no play was left. So I do expect it, but Navi, like, to be completely sincere, they did win this game like 15 minutes into it. You could see that they were in complete control, never letting it go.
Yeah, and any bright sides though for Matreshka moving forwards, because they've still got half their series. I think they've got another 3 to play in the last week, to try and keep themselves up into Division 2. So any bright spots there for the team? I
think they understand how to move around the map when a comeback is needed. That is not something that every team in Division 2 has. So it is that they are thinking while playing, and I think that's good. But thinking while playing and being able to execute it super fast so that it's actually a viable weapon are two different things. But that just means that you had the right mindset, but maybe you need a little bit more practice. So I'm hoping this team sticks together, so they're gonna be so they can show us something more in the future.
Okay, yeah, hopefully they do. And that is going to be it for the second series. Harry, thank you very much for, well, I suppose I join you for this one. It will be me solo on the third and final series of the day. But first, we're going to take a little bit of a longer break than usual. And we'll see you after this for the third and final series. But stick around, well, what, about an hour? Don't stick around, get yourself something to eat, get yourself something to drink. Come back in about an hour's time for the third and final. We'll see you after this.